Hey YouTube. So today marks the end officially of no retwist season. So I wanted to share my first retwist after 3 months, I think. Yeah, it's been about 3 months. It was June-ish. Well, I guess that ain't been technically 3 months. But anyway, this is my first retwist since May, June. And all I'm going to use is oil and water. And it's not much to it. Y'all done seen me retwist my locks before. I am only using this one clip. I haven't used clips like the metal ones in years. Like, I use them sometimes when I'm trying to be extra fancy, but to be honest, I have not used them in years, so it's not really a necessity for me. I didn't want to sit here and talk about my retwist the whole time. I did want to get into how I started my locks and kind of the things I did to get my locks to this point, if you will. So y'all, if you don't know, I started my locks myself for 13 years. It's been over 13 years, July 1st to be exact. And a little details about my locks. I started basically with free parting. I don't know what I would categorize my size as. I guess they like medium. I had really thick hair. Thick, long hair all my life. If you know me, you know. So my hair is really thick. I have a dense head of hair. So that's why my locks are I have so many. I don't know how many I have. I have counted them before, but that has been in different stages of my life. After I had my son, I cut off a few locks myself. I went through postpartum shedding with both of my kids, but my son in particular, it got crazy. I cut off a couple of my locks and re-added them on, started new locks and some more. So that lock count isn't exact. Throughout your journey, you might combine locks, you might start new ones. The sky's the limit, you know? To be honest, I was kind of forced into counting them. I didn't really care about the number, and now I care even less. I'm not counting my locks again. Let me say it again for the people in the back. I'm not counting my locks, okay? I don't know how many I have. So I started with free parting. Don't really know how I would categorize the size. Maybe medium. Some are bigger, some are smaller. It just always is what it is. It's always been that way. But they are traditional. I don't think I have curly ends. I know that's a thing now, but my locks are just what they are. Some of my ends are like the real blunt ends. And you know, it's crazy. Y'all, I could talk about this forever. Y'all know it is so crazy because it used to be a thing that you didn't want curly ends, but now everybody is like combing out their ends so they are curly. Locks as a style has evolved so much since I began mine 13 years ago. My bad, y'all. My grandma called me. What was I saying? Yeah, so I started my locks with 2-strand twists, left them in. Yeah. Here we go, 13 years later. I don't do too much with them, and I get asked a lot like how often I retwist, and I did start this video off talking about no retwist season, and I call it that, but that's just the period that I take of not manipulating my roots. Like, I will at the most separate them after I wash, but I'm not retwisting my roots. And for one, I personally like the natural, not neat style. Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh retwist now. It turned me up, but I appreciate the natural, fluffy roots. I like that. Personally, I prefer that. It's always been that for me. So no retwist season is just the time that I take for myself and for the help of my hair to hold on, because it's another airplane. So yeah, no retwist season is just the time that I take to appreciate and to take a break from manipulating my roots. And I don't retwist my locks. And To each their own. That's just what I do for myself. I probably retwist at the most I would say 5 times a year, but usually it's about 3 to 4 times, so maybe once a season. And yeah, that's about it. Average once a season. And I don't necessarily need all of that. Summertime, you want to play outside. I want to play outside, get my hair wet. I don't want to have to worry about, oh man, I just did my hair and it got messed up. Unless I have something planned, that's when I'll do it. But other than that, ain't no reason to do all of that, girl. Like, it's plenty of styles that look just fine without a retwist. And to me, they look better without one. The oil I'm using for this water oil retwist is the oil I've been using for over a decade, y'all. This oil has grown back my edges, has grown new locks. In addition to that, it's everything for me, y'all. It really is everything. I retwist with just this and water all the time. Been doing it for years, and it just works out lovely for me. As long as I'm drinking my water, as long as I'm remembering to take my vitamins, as long as I'm remembering to eat healthy and take care of myself, that's all you really need. Like I was saying earlier, you have to know your locks and do what's best for you. And when you have a routine, you stick with it. And that's what I do. All the products on my shop are products that I use personally to keep my locks healthy, whether it's pH balance, whether it's making sure they're dried thoroughly. Y'all, this stuff is the truth. You don't need to keep switching up and trying a whole bunch of different things. I even tried to go back to some of the old products I used to use, and my scalp was like, no girl, stop it. So now I'm back to my old faithful routine, just my water, oil, and making sure I'm taking care of myself. I do still try products here and there, but for the most part, I like to keep it very simple. I also have an ebook where I show like different recipes for natural hair products, because at least you know what's in it. But check all of that stuff out on my website, y'all. lockedin.co. That's LOCDIN.co. Number one thing I recommend for a long, strong, healthy lock journey, you gotta leave them things alone, sis. That's the number one thing. You can't be manipulating your locks too much. You can't be doing a whole bunch of tight styles. I know you want to be cute. I know you do. I want to be cute too. I do. But you just can't do all of that. You want to be cute with your edges, okay? Let's be cute with some hair around the rim, okay? So just do styles or try different things that you can do without a retwist. Like, I love a braid out, baby. I love a twist out. You can even do curls, and without the retwist, the curls eat because of the volume. Like, think of it from a different perspective. It's gonna eat because of the volume. Think of it like that, instead of, oh, look at my roots. Like, no, baby, beat your face then. Put some makeup on. Put some earrings on. Let that be the statement. Don't let that take away from how you feel. Don't let that affect your confidence, because you should be confident in the fact knowing that that's your hair, okay? Period. That's all you got to do. That's all I used to tell myself. This is my hair and I look good. And step. Do that. Look in the mirror with your fresh braid out and say that I look good, and step. All right? Hut 2, 3, 4. Let's get to it. But y'all, thank you. If you made it to the end of this, I can't believe I sat here and talked to y'all for almost 10 minutes. So make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you leave down in the comments. Talk to me about your lock journey. How did you start? What have you been throughout it? I could go into depth about how the mistakes and stuff I made, but we're not going to do that on this video. So drop any comments, drop a lock emoji, because that's what we do. And I will see y'all next time. Make sure you like this video and come back and see me. This was fun. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.